welcome back to a Master and Apprentice podcast. Boba Fett episode 3 came out last night, um, or maybe 2 nights ago. Don't know when this will be
I think
uploading.
it actually is.
We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, uh, we'll get right into it. I saw that a bunch of people were kind of iffy on it. Like people didn't mind it, but no one thought it was really great. I thought it was amazing. There were some things like I definitely didn't think it was the best episode so far, but I definitely didn't think it was bad. Like I thought it was pretty great. I'll go into the problems and then I'll speak about the good things and I'll let you take the floor, Captain. The
Yep.
problems were like, um, they introduced some characters right away and then got rid of them right away, which I didn't like the Black Chrysanthemum, the Wookiee, the bounty hunter Wookiee.
Yeah.
Like he's a character that people were excited to see in live action because he was really awesome in the comics, and I mean, his fight scene was awesome. Don't get me wrong, but then just like that, at the end of the episode, he's no longer part of the series. The Hutts, we've never seen these twins before, and we get some new characters, and just like that, they're leaving the planet. And then some of the characters they did add, like those like teenage cyborgs. I did not like. I was not a fan of that. That was kind of goofy. It was like some cyberpunk thing, and I just thought it was goofy. I mean, everyone has their own opinions. I will say that adding new characters and then taking them away the episode after was a bad move. The cyberpunk kids, I guess it's more of an opinion-based thing. I think they were goofy. But those were basically my only two like problems with it. I love the Rancor and Boba Fett, like you know, we like wanting to ride it and having a relationship with this animal. Um, but another problem had was like a very abrupt end with the Sand People. Like out of nowhere, they're just gone, and I thought that was very strange how they pretty much made the whole second episode about the Sand People, and like half of the first episode about the Sand People, and then just like that, they take him away. I thought that was kind of weird, but like the rest of the episode was amazing. The Rancor, I will say the fight with the Black Chrysanthemum, the Wookiee, that was an awesome scene. There were some other really fun aspects about it, and I don't know. Out of the out of 10 scale, I'd probably give it a 7. So like I definitely would put it above average, but again, I can't get over the taking characters away. That was weird. I love the Pike thing. I love the idea of like a crime syndicate war between these different crime. I love that idea. That was a good introduction. I thought they were going to do that regardless. I thought they were going to be doing it through the Hutts and some, maybe other syndicates would join. I didn't think they were going to get rid of the Hutts altogether. But nonetheless, that's an amazing idea, and I'm excited to see how this goes forward throughout the season. But that's basically my overall opinion about it. What about you, Afton?
So yeah, I mean about the Pikes. I think in a previous video I even mentioned how I would love to see the Pikes in live action, and I'm loving it so far. They just in the Clone Wars where I saw them, they kind of looked fragile, and then in this you see no, they are definitely warriors, and it's a really cool crime syndicate. I really like the whole episode. I mean, I think that the Huts might not be gone. They said, "Oh yeah, we're leaving the planet because people are fighting over it." But I mean, they could fight over the planet, and then the Huts are like, "Oh, someone won. Now we take it from you." I mean, they might just be backing out to come back in. The Huts was a kind of a weird addition though, because it was just like they came there just to be there, and I mean, right now it feels kind of weird because Boba Fett's little crew is relatively small. He got him, the two little pig people, the Cyberpunk 2077 people, and then we got the his one sidekick. And I mean,
That
between
is true.
them, that's like 10 people, right?
Yeah, I definitely agree
It
about
just
that.
it feels like a small amount of people, but then they're holding their ground against the mayor. I mean, I don't completely understand everything about the mayor, but he just seems to be a coward, but I like how he's involved in it, how they put him in to where his assistants all trying to keep everything away from him, even though he wants to rule Tatooine supposedly or something like that. I really like how they added that, and just every I like the Rancor. The Rancor is a really fine addition to this episode, but the parts the Wookiee. I mean, I really think that we. I mean, he might come back later because I don't think so. But what I'm seeing right now is Boba Fett is not liking the idea that oh yeah, Jabba ruled with fear. How no only people only do things for him because he had power, and that power can be taken away if people just stop following him, you know. But like if you rule with respect, people will be like, oh, they want to follow you because you're respecting them. I like how he gave those people who stole those Cyberpunk 2077 kids, he gave those people a second chance rather than just, you know, barring them for a crime because their crime was somewhat justified. And I mean, he just took judge, jury, and executioner, but at the same time, he just gained extremely loyal people. He gave them a job, and I mean, I think that he is trying to rule with respect, which is not exactly an easy thing with the situation he's in, and that's really what's slowing him down. But I think in the long term, it's going to be really cool to see because I think what's going to happen is we're going to keep slowly adding characters to his little crew, and then eventually he's going to have a pretty decent sized crew, and it's going to be like, oh yeah, we have all of Tatooine, and all of Tatooine has no problem with me ruling it because they like me being in power. Business is booming in power, and you know they just overall everything is doing good, and they like it. But that's I mean I really like this whole episode.
I
The
definitely
Sand
do.
People thing really did get me again, but I mean I feel like that might just be their tribe that died. But even if it was their tribe that died, that their tribe was the only part that
Oh
was
yeah, yeah,
important.
yeah. No, 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 no. I don't know if that's what you thought. All the same people didn't just die, obviously.
Yeah,
But yeah, like I said, like I think it's weird that like all of a sudden this particular tribe that Boba is into just dies. I don't know. It just seems very abrupt, and again, just it's a little off-putting. It doesn't ruin the episode or the show in any case, but
yeah,
like I
and
said,
it really sets it up for next episode. I wonder what's gonna happen. Oh, he's totally gonna get vengeance one way or another. I mean,
yeah,
he might do it in a way that we don't expect because that's seems to be Boba Fett's character right now. He doesn't seem to be one going out for vengeance, but I mean, they just killed his whole tribe leading off to the episode. So I mean, that seems like where it's going right now. I mean, yeah. I
yeah,
mean,
I agree. I still can't get over. I was so excited about Black Chris Hansen because like I haven't really personally read the comics, but I from what I've heard and I've looked up like snippets of comics and stuff that he's badass, bro. And I was excited to see a bunch of content, and that fight was so awesome. But I was expecting him to be an ongoing character throughout the season, or at least a couple episodes. I didn't think he was gonna be a one and done episode. You know what I mean?
yeah. I don't know. I kind of have a feeling where
I
Boba
mean, he might
Fett's
come back, but he's definitely not gonna be as big as a part as either of us thought.
exactly.
Nor the Huts. Like the Huts, I was expecting to be a huge part of the season, and they're obviously not going to be a bit. Like they might come back at the end, but that's it. Like, they're not going to be the big
Yeah,
bad guy, and that's
the
what,
series is really not going where we thought it was.
which is not necessarily a bad thing. Like I said, people are like I don't know. It's season is not like, it's not over. They're not ruined, but it's just very unexpected, and it's not what I expected. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's just they add a character that they seem that everyone would love, and everyone does love them, and they get rid of it that exact episode or something later. So it really throws you off because I mean you see that character and you're like, oh well, they probably invested some time and all this into this character, and this is probably going to be a big part of the series, and then it's not. So I mean, honestly, it keeps me on my toes a little bit. I mean, I'm not crazy into the comics. I didn't really know much of this. I've heard of this Wookiee beforehand. I heard of this crazy warrior beforehand. I hadn't heard much, but I could totally see how everyone was really into it. But I don't know. It keeps me guessing what's going next because I mean, honestly, this fourth chapter, it could go in one of 10 different directions. Like I have no clue what's going to happen. I
True,
mean, the
true.
only thing I
I
know
will
is
say
that
it's set up for we don't know what's gonna happen next, and I do like that element of it, but man, I was looking like they set up some other things that could have been pretty wicked too.
Yeah, they really did.
I don't want to say they dumped it on the drain because obviously we're only the third episode in, so we're far from over. But I feel like this was not the right path, but not the wrong path. It's not the path any of us expected,
Yeah,
which is fair, but I don't know. It's just not what I expected, you know.
exactly. But yeah, so that was pretty much the episode. I mean, went through it all. I don't really think we missed much of it. I mean, I think that the mayor is he's kind of a weird character at the moment, and we don't know much about him. So I think he's going to be in the. We're going to learn more about him next episode, and then I bet you he's going to be in the one after that too. But
I definitely do think the mayor is gonna be a big part. Obviously, he's been in almost every episode, and I definitely think the Pikes, because the Pikes are very reoccurring. We thought, oh, we see them a little bit in episode 2, and then we see him again in the beginning of episode 3 about Bobo going to get the taxes or whatever, the payment, and we're like, oh, okay, he's following up, and then we see that at the end of episode 3. So I very think the Pikes, like, I definitely think they're gonna be a very big part of this season, which is very unexpected because the Pikes is like one of like 5 huge syndicates, and the Pikes is the name like the big one. Everyone was expecting Crimson Dawn or something like that.
hmm
But anyway, there's still, like I said, it's only episode 3. We still have 4 episodes, and this was another 30-minute episode. So what I think is probably gonna go like 30, 50, 30, 50.
yeah,
Um,
well, this was 35. I mean, not that 35 is so much more than 30, but I mean, I
I
don't
think
know,
I, th- I think that's what it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go
back and
shorter,
forth.
longer, shorter, longer. I hope so. 'Cause if they only have one 55-minute episode, I'm gonna be a little bit disappointed. Because again, you're only having 7 episodes in a season. You gotta have some duration to, like to actually have a good story in here. And I hope
Yeah,
this is not a reoccurring thing where they add some new cool characters from Legends and new characters in general, and then take them away an episode later
yeah.
and have
That
7 episodes to work with. So I
they
hope
keep that
that,
pattern up. That's going to be kind of annoying. I
yeah,
mean, I feel like they're going to add maybe a couple more characters. Obviously, we heard the crazy rumors maybe about Grogu, and then that could lead to a whole
Han
bunch of different.
Solo, Crimson Dawn, Cad Bane. Everyone's expecting Cad Bane. I'm
Cad
expecting.
Bane would be amazing, but I
Yeah,
mean, again, we don't know about any of this, and I mean, out of the big ticket characters, I think we're only going to get one, maybe two of them. And if it's two, I think they're going to be connected. I think it's going to be like if it's two, it's going to be oh yeah, both Luke and Grogu. It's not going to be like Grogu and like Cad Bane unless Cad Bane picks him up for some reason. But
yeah, yeah. We shall see. Yeah. Um, that's kind of it. We'll be back next week when episode 4 comes out. We'll be putting some other podcast stuff out. Um, we are starting the podcast up. You should be able to find it on any platform. Apple Podcasts is kind of weird. I've seen it go up and down, up and down. I don't know if it's just having problems with it right now, but I know we're on Spotify, Anchor, and other podcast platforms. We're still going to be releasing our YouTube content, so um, this will be on YouTube. This will be on our podcast. All the reviews will be on both. We will be putting some podcast exclusive out. We'll be putting some YouTube exclusive stuff out. So just make sure you're looking at both if you want some different content styles. Um, but with that, hit that like, hit that subscribe, or if you're on podcasts, hit that follow button, hit the notification bell so you can see when our podcasts come out because we don't have a schedule quite yet. Um, I think that's it. Anything else, Afton?
that's about it.
All right. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.